866-582-9933 is the number to call, but you knew that. 866-582-9933. We have a number of callers on the board here, so I want to finish up talking about what I spoke with Pam in the last segment, and then I'm going to give you my prescription for health, for mental health, as far as nutritional supplements are concerned, okay? So when we're trying to kill yeast in the body or support and promote the immune system of somebody's body when there is an overgrowth or an abundance of yeast where there shouldn't ought to be any, here's what we recommend. The Healthy Blood Sugar Pack is a very good place to start because yeast feeds on sugar. And by optimizing the body's metabolism of sugar, we have less sugar in the bloodstream longer and more sugar in the cells where it needs to be. And when sugar's in the cells, the yeast can't feed on it. When sugar's backed up into the bloodstream, yeast can feed on it. And so getting sugar out of the blood into the cells efficiently is an effective strategy, and that's done through the use of one healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Now, the next thing we want to do is support and strengthen the immune system, and the way that we do that is with the Killer Biotic. The Killer Biotic is a combination of 5, I think, different herbs which have different methods of activity in and around your immune system to increase its effectiveness to kill things that shouldn't be in the body, including yeast. That's the second thing. The recommendation there, this is a 7-day program, by the way, 7 days. If I was trying to support and promote the strength of my immune system in the face of yeast infection, I would do 9 Killer Biotic a day for 7 days. That's 3, 3, and 3. 9 Killer Biotic a day for 7 days. This is the adult dose, 9 Killer Biotic a day for 7 days. In addition to that, twice a day, between the Killer Biotic doses, I would do the root beer belly. The root beer belly on the tongue twice a day, or if you don't like the way that tastes, and I love the way that tastes, by the way, it tastes exactly like one of those old soda fountain root beer popsicles that they made when we were kids. Love those things. That root beer belly tastes exactly like that. But if for some reason you don't like that, or you want something different, then the workaround for that is the Ultimate Flora FX. Ultimate Flora FX. I would do 4 at night before bed and 4 in the morning when I wake up. Now the rationale there is your body, there's only so much room inside the human body. It's kind of like a shoebox, and inside the intestinal tract at any moment in time, there's good bacteria, bad bacteria, yeast, and fungus, and other crap. Well, the presence of the good bacteria, which is the probiotics, which is in the root beer belly or the Ultimate Flora FX, by sheer volume of numbers, the presence of the good bacteria keep the bad bacteria and the yeast at bay, so those things are not problematic. So with the Killer Biotic, we're strengthening the immune system to kill the bad stuff, and with the probiotics, we're strengthening the body to outcompete outcompete the bad stuff so that there's no more place for it to live. It's like, kicking the bum out onto the street, right? Kick him out. Get rid of him. Just get out of here. You can't live here anymore. Get out of here. There's no more room for you here. That's the rationale behind it. The colloidal silver applied on a tampon vaginally is a very effective strategy because that's like, putting tough actin, tenactin, or an athlete's foot spray directly onto the fungal infection on the foot. It's a direct site-to-site application. And, of course, the colloidal silver kills yeast and bacteria effectively, and so that's basically the strategy. Now, in this 7-day period while you're doing this, it's also a smart idea to not eat food that has extracurricular sugar in it, because, remember, we're trying to decrease the amount of sugar in the blood, and so, regretfully, for 7 days, no fruit. No oranges, no apples, no fruit. No fruit, zero fruit juice. No dried fruit, no raisins, no craisins, no dried cranberries, no dried, fruit leather, right? No fruit, zero fruit. Don't have anything that tastes sweet. No cookies, no, ice cream, no popsicles, no nothing that's sweet. No maple syrup, no honey, no agave, nothing. No carrot juice, too sweet. You can have carrots. The sugars in vegetables are really unproblematic unless you're concentrating them by juicing. So you can have as many vegetables as you want, but just don't juice the vegetables, because the concentrated sugars in there would be too much at a time, and it would foster another generation of yeast. So that's basically it. No fruit juice, no dried fruit, no honey, no maple syrup, no agave, no molasses. The only thing sweet that you can have would be the non-glycemic index sweeteners like xylitol or stevia. You can have as much of that stuff as you want, because that does nothing to your levels of blood sugar. It just tastes sweet, but it doesn't up your blood sugar levels, so that's okay. So that's a 7-day program, and life is good. Usually it takes less than that for this problem to resolve, and that's my recommendation there. All right, Pam, I hope you're happy. Thanks for calling. Thanks for waiting. Now, at the top of the first segment, I spoke about the unbelievably high statistics for suicide amongst the military, and now I'm going to tell you what I recommend to support and promote your health, your mental health, with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Is this a treatment for depression? No. Is this a treatment for suicidal ideation? No. Is this a treatment for bipolar disease? No. Is this a treatment for schizophrenia? No. This is a medical nutrition program designed to support and promote the optimal function of your mind and body. Whenever we're dealing with a psychological issue, the first thing we want to look to is blood sugar levels. And you want to prove this to yourself? Or here's what I want you to do. Go get a bowl of sugar, and once an hour, for 6 hours, I want you to eat a tablespoon of sugar, a heaping tablespoon of sugar. Just pop it in your mouth and suck it down, or put it into a glass of water and throw it down. Once an hour for 6 hours, and then check in to see how your mood is over the course of the 6 hours, and then, of course, after the 6 hour period, and, of course, do this during the day while you're awake, and see how it affects your mood. And if you don't think sugar has an effect on your mood, well, you've got your head in the sand. And remember, sugar is not the Antichrist. Sugar is the gasoline of your body. You couldn't bat an eyelash without sugar. Sugar is not the problem. The problem is how much of it there is. There's way too much sugar in the standard American diet. One Coca-Cola has 7 teaspoons, I think. Don't quote me on that, but it's something like that of sugar. That's way too much. We eat way too much sugar in the United States. And sugar, again, is not the problem. It's how much is in your body at any given moment in time. So we want to strengthen and support and promote your body's ability to metabolize sugar efficiently, because it wants to move sugar out of the blood into the cells to give the cells energy, and then life is good. It's like stepping on the gas pedal. The gas is supposed to move from the gas tank into the engine. Well, if there's a clog in the fuel filter or the fuel line, you step on the gas pedal and the gas doesn't get into the engine. It backs up in the fuel line. Well, that's what happens when you can't metabolize sugar efficiently. It backs up in the blood, and then all manner of bad things happen, including your mood starts to go loopy. So the recommendation is for 90 days, act as if you're diabetic. Or you have a fungal infection, right? So no sugars at all. Just restrict your intake of anything that has extra sugar in it, fruit and fruit juice and fruit leathers, and what I just explained for Pam. So avoid the consumption of food that has sugar in it for 90 days. Do 1 healthy blood sugar pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. Do 1 bottle of something called Smart FX. That's capital M, capital S, capital M, capital A, capital R, capital T, Smart FX. That's, I believe, a Super Life product. It's in the Youngevity. I'll tell you who makes it right now. I've got a bottle right in front of me. It is made by Youngevity. It's a Youngevity product. It's called Smart FX. Capital S, capital M, capital A, capital R, capital T, FX. It's DHA, which is a very interesting fatty acid that your central nervous system needs in order to be happy. So I would do 1 bottle of Smart FX per 100 pounds of body weight per month. In addition to that, of course, everybody in my world gets selenium because it is such an all-around good mineral supplement, having positive effects on too many organs and systems of the body to really talk about. It's a very great cancer preventive nutritional supplement, selenium. The recommendation here would be 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, stopping at 4 bottles a month. That's 1 bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight, stopping at 4 bottles a month. And then the secret sauce here would be an extra bottle of the plant-derived minerals, an extra bottle of the plant-derived minerals. Why? Because your central nervous system needs minerals in order to create brain waves, and in order for every single solitary metabolic process in the body is related in some manner to a mineral. You need a mineral. You need minerals to get stuff done, right? It said right there in the Old Testament, you're from the dust, man was made. Well, what's the dust? Minerals. We're from the clay, man was made. Well, what's clay? Minerals. 66% of the essential nutrient needs of your body are minerals. You need minerals for everything. So especially for proper mental function, as was evidenced by those studies I talked about in the first hour about lithium. What's lithium? It's a trace mineral. More lithium, you feel better. Less lithium, you feel worse. More fluoride, your IQ goes down, right? Why do you think they're putting fluoride in the water? We talked about this with Alex Jones about 3 weeks ago. New studies show that fluoride decreases IQ. It's an academic fact. It's not arguable. The more fluoride that's in your water, the stupider you're going to be. You've been dumbed down on purpose. You've been dumbed down on purpose. I was privy to similar research that was done about the negative effects of fluoride in IQ 20 years ago. And now they're doing it again. Stop doing fluoride. But the point is, your body needs minerals. So do the Healthy Blood Sugar Pack, the selenium, the Smart FX, and an extra bottle of minerals. Avoid sugar for 90 days and tell me how you feel. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden, your steadfast advocate for health. By the way, the main component of the Smart FX is DHA, and DHA is an acronym for fancy schmancy organic chemistry talk. It's a molecule, an omega-3 fatty acid. It's called docosahexaenoic acid. Docosahexaenoic acid, that's a mouthful, right? Only an organic chemist understands what that means. But it's an omega-3 fatty acid, and check this out. That is a primary structural component, wait for it, of the human brain. It's a primary structural component of the human brain. So for goodness sake, if you have a broken bone, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you should have more calcium. Take more calcium supplements, because guess what? Your bones are made out of calcium, and they need calcium to heal. Well, if you have a problem with your brain, and you do, if you have a problem with suicidal ideation or depression or post-traumatic stress syndrome, wouldn't it be smart to give you more of the stuff that your brain is made from? Well, I mean, wouldn't that be appropriate? Well, guess what? It is, but not if you're an MD. Because, again, MDs are like colorblind art critics. They have no appreciation, no respect at all for medical nutrition. One more reason to fire your medical doctor. When do we want you to do that? Now. Fire him now, ladies and gentlemen. And call me up, just like Rich has done. Rich is giving us a call from Illinois with a question, I think, about cerebral palsy. Hey, Rich, thanks for waiting. You are live.
Yes, I'm actually a personal trainer, and I've got a client that I'm going to see this evening who has cerebral palsy. He has, basically has full function of his upper body. He can, move his arms, and, everything his upper body, lift a little bit of weight with his upper body just fine. But he has a real hard time with the lower body. And I just had, was asking for some recommendations of what you think would be best for him, or even possibly even some good movements to get him started and get that, get him on the path to recovery.
Okay, so this is an interesting thing to talk about. For goodness sake, it's one of my catchphrases, I guess, because everything is an interesting thing to talk about here on Fire Your MD Now. I've got the best, smartest listeners in the world. You guys always ask me the greatest questions, and quite frankly, it's an honor to be a member of this community. So let's talk about it. Now, just like with Todd from California, who's suffering from muscular dystrophy. He's got no help at all from conventional medicine. They tell him there's nothing he can do except take corticosteroids and anti-inflammatories, and then he gets a clue, tries medical nutrition, and his situation starts to improve. Well, holy smokes. We see this all of the time. You know, nobody knows where the point of no return is. Nobody knows where that is. There is a point of no return, but nobody knows where it is. And our fundamental supposition here, right, is that the human body has a built-in God-given ability to fix itself, which we stimulate with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. So I have no idea whatsoever, nor does anybody else, how far back somebody's going to be able to come who has a diagnosis of muscular dystrophy or cystic fibrosis or cerebral palsy or Parkinson's disease or Lou Gehrig's disease or multiple sclerosis or whatever. Okay? But we have to start somewhere. We have to do something. The human body still needs nutrition. Whether or not we're able to fix it, 50%, who cares? We got to do something. And the rest of his body that's in full functioning ability needs nutrients in order to remain full functioning. So there's no harm and no foul in doing this either way. So in order to support and promote the structure and function of somebody's body who's been diagnosed with cerebral palsy, what I would recommend is one anti-aging Healthy Start Pack per 100 pounds of body weight per month. It's one anti-aging Healthy Start Pack, one bottle of selenium per 50 pounds of body weight per month, not to exceed more than 4 bottles a month. One bottle of Smart FX per 100 pounds of body weight per month. One bottle of plant-derived minerals per 100 pounds of body weight per month, and a diet that's extremely high in cholesterol and good fats. Of course, everybody needs to eliminate the 10 bad foods. Everybody needs to start salting their food. But in this case, because of the central nervous system malfunction here, dysfunction in cerebral palsy, we want to give the body the stuff that the central nervous system is made from, and that's cholesterol, right? The brain's made from cholesterol. Holy smokes, what about that? So my counsel to this guy would be 6 eggs a day. 6 eggs a day, and if you can't handle that, just eat the yolks, right? If you're going to put the yolks in a smoothie or something, make sure you're taking B vitamins, B like baby, a B complex vitamin. That's Youngevity's product. De-stress. De-stress is Youngevity's B complex because your body needs B vitamins to metabolize raw eggs. So check those supplements out. Give him a diet that's high in cholesterol. Wait 90 days and call us back with a report. Snap out of it, folks. Wake up. Cancel your medical insurance. Transform it into catastrophic instead. Don't be paying to gain access every month to medical services that are the leading cause of death and the leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States. Just don't do it anymore because they don't work. You need insurance if you're in an automobile accident, heaven forbid, or some type of trauma. That's what insurance. For goodness sake, you get transported to the emergency room. It's $1,000 just to walk in the door. Wouldn't you like to have a business like that? So that's what you need to protect yourself against. But if you really want to protect your health, if you really want to have insurance for your health, then practice health care, not disease management. MDs practice disease management. We advocate health care. How do you take care of your health? You stop eating the 10 bad foods. Get that list at my website. Just sign up for my free monthly newsletter. Bada bing, bada boom. You get the list of good food, bad food. Identify the 10 bad foods. Stop eating them, number one. Number two, nutrify your body every day with all of the raw materials appropriate for your body weight that it needs to function properly. You change the oil in your car. You have preventive maintenance on your car. When's the last time you gave your liver a tune-up or your kidneys a tune-up or your stomach a tune-up? Well, if you take our stuff every day, that's what you're effectively doing. Because nutritional supplements support and promote your body's ability to fix itself. Does that work through some magical incantation? No. Your body has built-in autonomic processes that take care of everything all the time, but your body can't make stuff out of nothing. You stop drinking water, you die. You stop eating food, you die. You stop breathing, you die. Your body can't make air. Your body can't make calories. Your body can't make water. Well, your body can't make calcium either. Your body can't make any of the other 89 essential nutrients that it needs. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, taurine, lysine, calcium, sulfur, zinc, 90 essential nutrients. Your body can't make it. They need to go down the hatch every day. One healthy start pack for 100 pounds of body weight per month will change your life for the better. Check it out. FireYourMDNow.com. Click on the Join Longevity tab and order your supplements today. What the heck are you waiting for? Tim is up next from Indiana. Looks like Tim has been underneath the knife a number of times. Hey, Tim, thanks for waiting. Thanks for the call. You are live.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Well, I'm taking your advice. I've been listening to you since the beginning of the month. I'm firing all 5 of my medical doctors. I did the no fluoride, no soda, and I want the listeners to know I drink 18 to 24 of these a day. I'm done with them.
Good
I had one good long week of headaches getting off of the caffeine, but that's okay. It's done. It's over. No carbonated water. I did away with the 10 bad foods, and I've done away with sugar. I lost 28 pounds since the first week of March.
God,
just on that alone. So I was at 273. Now I'm at 245. My normal weight's about 215. I was 6'1". Now I'm 5'11". I had my appendix out, my gallbladder out, a couple root canals. Had 5 procedures in the last year, 2 carpal tunnel surgeries that did not work, back surgery. I ended up gallbladder out. That created a couple hernias for me. The carpal tunnel surgeries were a disaster. I still have the numbness, the tingling. My feet are on fire all the time. Not so much since I went on this diet. It's a lot better. They had me on 2,400 milligrams of gabapentin. Since I did this diet, I have not taken one of the gabapentinins, and my mind's clearing up. It's a lot better. I used to have to take this oxycodone every day just to get up to go to the bathroom and all that. I haven't taken one of them for 2 weeks.
Wow.
So those are what my background is. So I kind of got an idea of what's wrong with part of me, but there's some other stuff happening to me. And they took me in there, and the last surgery I had, on the way home from the surgery, I was hit by a car and put back in the hospital.
Oh, come on.
I had a hip problem. No, I'm not kidding.
Unbelievable.
I ought to try a lottery ticket one of these days. But anyway. So I'm real excited here because I've been listening to all these other callers, and I see a lot of me in some of these stories I'm hearing. So they tried these steroid shots, and they didn't work. So now I've got this ringing in my ear that is, I hope I'm not screaming real loud, but it's real loud. I've had this ringing in my ear since about the 1990s.
Yep.
Every year I get infections in my ear, nose, and throat. Yep. Acne is horrible, dry skin, erectile dysfunction, toothaches, gum line is receded. I constantly have infections. I know I have, and I've heard people talk about it, I know I've had that problem with the heart rhythms because I was an EMT for years, and we used to hook each other up to the machine. We never shocked each other, but they would always read mine and say, man, they would say, you're not right. And I say, well, I feel fine, you know. And then so my feet, my arms, my hands are really pretty good problems there. I'm having a lot of problems with my grip and not being able to ride in the vehicle for more than 2 hours. And now I'm noticing my vision is starting to give me problems. Sleeping's terrible. And my feet, it's like a dry crack. I can never get it to heal up. It's like a fungal crack infection type deal. And believe it or not, I was going to tell you I had a bowel problem, but since I've been on this diet, my bowel movements have been, I'm just shocked. It's been like normal, so I'm pretty excited there. So now you know a little bit about me. Tell me what I need to do to get over this hurdle and the road to recovery.
All right, I can do that. But before we do that, we have to do just this. I mean, just hang on for a second.
You got it.
Here we go, right here. Come on now. We're giving him the big Fire Your MD round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, give me a break. How good is this story? How good is this story? Tim's taking it by the horns, man. He's done. He didn't just fire one MD, he fired 5. My God, Tim, you're my new hero, man. This is just a fantastic story. Thank you so much for your trust. I mean, thanks for, thanks for giving our stuff a try. So let me dial this in here for you. The best is yet to come, all right?
Okay.
So, all right, man. So what's your current body weight?
Current body weight this morning was 245. I'm usually right around 215. I'm at age 48. I kickboxed and did mixed martial arts up till it got too bad where I couldn't do it 3 years ago. Yeah, I'm not real nice on my body, but usually I'm at 215.
Okay.
Give or take a couple pounds.
All right. So in my perfect world,
yes.
Here's what I would do every month for 90 days. Mm-hmm. You know, as kind of like a first blush, let's move in with high velocity and take a big whack out of all of these problems. Here's what I would do. It would be 2 healthy blood sugar packs. That's 2 healthy blood sugar packs per month. I would do 3 bottles of glucogel at the 240 count a month. 3 bottles of glucogel at the 240 count. 4 bottles of selenium. 4 bottles of selenium. 1 bottle of Ultimate Daily. And 1 bottle of Cal Toddy. That's 2 healthy blood sugar packs. 3 bottles of glucogel at the 240 count. 4 selenium. 1 Ultimate Daily. And 1 Cal Toddy. That's Cal like calcium, C-A-L, Toddy. 1 Cal Toddy, 1 Ultimate Daily, 4 selenium, 3 glucogel, and 2 healthy blood sugar packs. Now, those supplements taken every day will give your body the raw materials it needs in abundance to source out its health and to get on the other side of these ailments. Now, with people who have, are underneath the wheel like you've been, Tim, people that, one more thing, I'm sorry, I forgot because of the gallbladder issue. I would do 1 or 2 bottles of Ultimate Enzymes a month, 1 or 2 bottles of Ultimate Enzymes a month. Because your gallbladder has been removed, your body needs bile. Because the gallbladder concentrates bile and then secretes bile into the digestive tract as needed. When you don't have the gallbladder, your body doesn't have bile enough sufficient to the cause, and one of the main things bile does is digest fats. So anybody that's had a gallbladder removed needs to be on the Ultimate Enzymes 2 before a meal, 2 before a meal, 2 at the beginning of a meal, or even better, 15 minutes before a meal if you can dial that in, because the Ultimate Enzymes have bile in them sufficient to the cause to help your body digest stuff. Just by adding that one supplement, nothing else, just the Ultimate Enzymes, would go a long way towards helping your digestive stuff to come around the same way that cleaning up your diet has. I mean, and good for you for stopping all that pop, man. I mean, that was crazy, right? What were you doing, 14 a day? 14 a day, is that right?
Oh, it was horrible. And then as soon as, because I was always thirsty, I didn't realize it was a diaretic. And listening to you, I found out it was. Yeah, after that week of headache, I mean, it was a bad headache, let me tell you. But after that week of headache, I'm not thirsty. It's like, wow, this is weird. You know, I used to swing in, get one of these little sodas in a styrofoam cup and down it and down it and down it. Sometimes I'd buy 2 or 3. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm eating. So I did do one other thing. You talked about people eating eggs. So I eat 8 eggs a day. So I've been doing that. So I thought, well, I want to eat these eggs because I've got a cookbook just on eggs alone. So no oil, so that makes it real tricky because I haven't figured out how not to burn them, but, 3/4 of them I can eat. So.
All right, well, you can do it. You just got to cook them on low heat. You can use an iron skillet if you want. You can use one of those non-stick skillets if you want. Just cook it on low heat with butter or lard. Butter is better. Lard, of course, is rendered bacon fat, and the best way to get lard is just, get some nitrate-free bacon, cook it up in the fry pan, and then filter the grease through some filter paper, like a coffee filter paper, or through a cheesecloth into a jar, put it in the refrigerator. Now you've got a little thing of lard, and you can cook with that. And you cook eggs up in a fry pan with butter and lard, man, oh man, it really tastes good. All right, so you got to do the digestive enzymes because they removed your gallbladder and you need the bile, and that's going to go a long way towards helping your digestive system to round itself out. Now, the other thing here, what I would advise you to do is make a list. Get a piece of paper and make a list down the left-hand column of all the things that are bothering you, right? Ringing in the ears, cracks on the feet, shoulder pain, whatever it is that's bothering you, okay? Make a list. And then every 3 days, more or less, a couple times a week, check in with the list and put a little date at the top of the column and give each one of your symptoms a score, like 1 out of 10. 10 out of 10 being, take me to the hospital now or just shoot me now because it's so freaking bad. Give each of your symptoms a numerical grade 2 or 3 times a week, and that way you'll be able to keep track of your progress or your lack thereof. Because oftentimes what happens with people who have just a whole host of things and who've really just been, decimated by the MDs, right? And no fault of your own, by the way. You just bet on the wrong horse because you didn't know there was another horse, right? But the problem is that people have so many things that are bothering them that as those things start to resolve, unless they're mindful of it, they'll be focusing on the stuff that hasn't gotten better, and they'll forget all about the stuff that did get better. So if you keep a running track, a running score of your symptoms, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised, and that will also kind of help me with this radio program, because you can read the list. You can read us, well, last month my ringing in my ears was a 9 out of a 10 for 3 weeks, and now it's a 6 out of a 10, and like that. So if you pay attention to this, it should make a gigantic difference, man. And remember, what we're up to here is healing, and healing is a process. It's not an event. And just like your digestive tract rolling around and your thirst getting better, you should expect to see slow and steady, noticeable and measurable improvement. Man, Tim, this is the best phone call I've had in a month. Thank you so much for calling. Well, this was a red letter day. We had 2 really great callers, right? All the callers are great. Every single one of you. Just thank you for calling. But every once in a while, a couple of them stand out. First, we've got Todd from California, who's laboring with muscular dystrophy. He's got no help from the MDs, goes on the internet, figures it all out himself, does an electro-stim treatment, has remarkable, noticeable, measurable improvement that he documents with a video. Brings it to his medical doctor. He's all excited about it, and then a couple months later he goes back and the doctor poo-poos what he just saw, what's right in front of his face, and said, no, I was wrong. You didn't make any improvement. What did Todd do? Fired him. You're fired. Then we've got Tim from Indiana. He gets carpal tunnel surgeries in both of his wrists, and it makes him worse. Did he get a refund? No. Did he get a rebate? No. Did he get an apology? No. He goes from the frying pan into the fire. They cut his gallbladder out. He's drinking 16 cans of soda a day because he doesn't know what he doesn't know. He's worse. He's bad. He's in a bad way. For goodness sake, he fires 5 medical doctors because he's just had it. He's had it. Enough is enough. For goodness sake. 2 new heroes here on Fire Your MD. You see, this is why we do what we do. How did Todd hear about this? He went on to YouTube and researched muscular dystrophy, and Dr. Wallach's information popped up, and so he takes that horse and rides it. Gets results. Social media, word of mouth, grassroots. How did Tim find out about this? He listened to the radio station. I don't even know how he found out about it to begin with. Maybe somebody in his family told him. Maybe he listens to Alex Jones. I don't know. But he found out about it. His medical doctors are certainly not going to tell him this. You're not going to read about this in Time or in Parade magazine in the Sunday newspaper. Because, no, the drug companies do not want you to know what we know. And meanwhile, back on the front, our veterans are dying at an alarming rate. Not from enemy fire, but from their own guns. Suicide on the rise on active duty and amongst the veterans. And we give the MDs a pass. Congress gives them a pass. Obamacare makes it mandatory for us to purchase medical insurance to give us access to this nonsense. Nobody holds anybody responsible. Oh, it's complicated. It's sophisticated. It's medicine. Yeah, it's MD-directed, old-fashioned, outdated, dangerous snake oil medicine, which is only good for trauma and surgery when it's necessary. For goodness sake, ladies and gentlemen, don't be like Tim and wait till the 5th surgery, right? Don't be like Todd and wait until you're 25 years of age. These guys did a great job. But in a perfect world, Todd would have known about this. His parents would have known about this since he was, before he was born. Tim would have known about this, when he was a teenager. They would have taught him this in high school. People would have known this in a perfect world. You know how much suffering we could have averted in both of these gentlemen's lives had this knowledge that we're bringing to the table now been mainstream? Old errors are always more popular than a new truth. The problem is our truth isn't really that new. There just hasn't been anybody talking about it. Because I don't know why, quite frankly, I'm a little disappointed in some of my colleagues, quite frankly, I am. Thank God for Dr. Wallach. He's been on this trail for over 30 years. Dr. Wallach's been yelling this message from the rooftop 30 years ago. And let me tell you something, 30 years ago, really nobody had any idea at all what holistic or naturopathic medicine was, and there Dr. Wallach was, standing up in the town square just like he does every week throughout the year here. Ladies and gentlemen, we must hang together, or most assuredly we will hang individually. FireYourMDNow.com is the name of the website. If that's too hard to remember, drglidden.com. If that's too hard to remember, just Google Dr. Peter Glidden. Click on the links. Once you're at the website, click on the Health Recovery subscription form. Click on the Join Longevity button. Join our cadre of socially responsible, active human beings who want to make a difference in the lives of their friends, their family members, their church members, who want to shorten prayer lists, who want to help the veterans, who want to make a difference in this unbelievably gigantic world of human suffering brought to you by Bus Driver MD. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. See you tomorrow.